Appetizers can be fun, sometimes they can be stressful, especially if you're having people over and you need something hot and ready to go. This is awesome because these are my fried mushrooms and you could prep them ahead of time and then heat them up right before your guests show up. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Let's get to cooking. First things first here on these mushrooms, we've got to add the marinade is to make it nice and moist in the middle but crunchy on the outside. I use buttermilk. That's it, buttermilk. I've got whole mushrooms here. Some of these are like real big. Try to aim for these little guys, these sizes here. Whole mushrooms you have to have. Do not buy sliced, do not buy halved. They have to be whole because that's what's going to lock in their moisture and allow for the outside to be nice and crispy. Okay, once you've got that all saturated in buttermilk, we are just going to move them around a bit. I should have got a bigger bowl. But here we are, and we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna make sure all the mushrooms here are saturated in this buttermilk. You can actually do this up to an hour in advance. All that's gonna do is just make it more flavorful in the end. And once you've got all of these done, we are going to move over and talk about your flour, your breaded aspect of this appetizer. And it is so simple, so flavorful. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over. I'm gonna move this. By the way, if you're wondering what this contraption is, I bought this on Amazon. And well, I gotta say, it really helps out with the dishes because it's all in one right here. This is how we're gonna batter our mushrooms here. I've got flour, about 2 cups of flour, depending on how many mushrooms you're making, 2 cups of flour. And then I'm going to add, I'm gonna take this glove off, I'm going to add just a few seasonings to that. All I'm gonna add is some smoked paprika. You want about a good, I would say 2 tablespoons. This is what's gonna give your mushrooms that beautiful, beautiful color. And then you're gonna add just a hint of salt. I've also done some garlic salt in here as well. Some pepper. And a little bit of garlic powder. Probably just about a teaspoon or so. And then we're going to take our spoon here and just mix this up. Now, this has been a recipe that over the years I've kind of changed around to what I felt like tasted the best. I've eaten so many fried mushrooms at restaurants and I'm always disappointed. Usually they're soggy or uncooked in the middle, not crispy enough, not flavorful enough. And so when I figured out this recipe, I was really excited about it. So here I am, I'm sharing with you. Okay, so I'm going to just add in, I'm actually gonna use this spoon. I'm gonna add in my mushrooms that have been marinated in the buttermilk. And once I get all these in here, we're gonna give it a good old shake and then we're gonna fry them up. When you're shaking these mushrooms, you wanna make sure your flour is getting nice and coated on all aspects of your mushroom. Allow for it to be nice and thick coating. The thicker the coating of your flour, the crispier and the thicker your crust are going to get. So just remember that. These look so pretty. This is what you wanna look for. You wanna look for all sides nice and thickly coated. So let's bring them over here to the oil that's already heated up. I probably let this heat for about 5 minutes or so, maybe even longer. Just kind of watch that. And as you're putting in these mushrooms, your temperature is gonna start to cool down in your oil. So you might wanna bump up your heat just a tad, just to bring that oil right back up to temperature. There's no rhyme or reason when putting these in. Just kind of make sure that when you go to flip them, you're flipping them all at the same time. While those mushrooms are getting nice and crispy cooking, we gotta talk about the sauce. The sauce is key. You cannot make these fried mushrooms without this dipping sauce. This is a horseradish dipping sauce. It's gonna be nice and creamy. It's got a zest. I'm gonna show you how to make it here. All you're gonna do is you're gonna add about a half a cup of your Greek yogurt or sour cream, another half a cup of mayonnaise. Then you're gonna add 2 tablespoons of prepared horseradish. And then you're gonna add a little bit of your ranch packet seasoning. Don't use the whole thing, probably about a half of it. We're gonna stir it up and that is it. The mushrooms are looking good. You're gonna wanna flip them 1 or 2 times. And when they're done, you'll notice when the bubbles around the oil of the mushrooms stop to bubble, that's when you know they're just about done. Once those mushrooms are done, you're gonna wanna place down a couple of paper towels just to drain off that excess oil so they're not soggy, allowing for them to stay crispy. Once those are done, at this point, if you want, you can turn your oven on warm, put them on a tray and allow them to sit until your guests arrive. I would say no more than 1 hour prior to serving. The sauce is done, so you can do that ahead of time, and now it is time to plate. I just grabbed a narrow plate here. I really like for these to be stacked tall. They're not very big, so it's important for you to kind of make it look like you got a lot going on, when in fact, you don't. So we're gonna stack them here, and then all you're gonna do for a topping is just add some parsley on top. This just really makes for such a beautiful presentation. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it's just an extra step to make it look nice and professional. This looks beautiful, this looks delicious. My mouth's watering, let's try it out. And whoa, look who's here. Look at this little cutie mushroom right here. This is my baby Scarlet Belle. Thank you to everybody who made sweet comments on her arrival. She's 5 months now, and let me tell you, when I was pregnant with her, I was eating these left and right, these fried mushrooms. So she's gotta try it with me. Here we go. I'm gonna take this little guy here, and I'm gonna just dip it in. Not yet, you cannot have this yet, but it won't be long before you can try it out. Oh yeah, this is so good. Crispy. I love a good crispy mushroom. Still moist in the inside. This sauce is where it's at, girl. I'm just saying. Well, y'all, thank you so much for stopping on by to check out these fried mushrooms. You are going to love them. I would say about 15 minutes start to finish. This is gonna be a family favorite. Remember, we gotta keep 3 things. You wanna help me? You gotta keep it quick, you gotta keep it simple, and most importantly, you gotta keep it delicious. We'll see you next time. Say bye.